150,000 miles. The transmission fluid has never been changed. It doesn't slip. It doesn't shudder. It just shifts a little slow on cold mornings. Do you touch it or do you leave it alone? You call the dealer. They say it's sealed for life. You call a different dealer, same brand, and they'll book you in for a flush. You search it online, and the top comment there says, "Never touch a high-mileage transmission," and the reply underneath says, "That's the dumbest thing he's ever heard." Both have 400 likes. Who are you supposed to believe? I'm not selling you anything here. No additive, no miracle fluid. You're getting 3 questions to ask about your own car, the fluid spec for your brand, and the exact words to say at the service counter. By the 3rd question, you'll know what to do this weekend. One note first, this is conventional automatics. A CVT is a different machine and a different video, linked below. 30 seconds under the hood. Find the transmission dipstick. Separate from the engine oil one, usually set further back. On most Toyotas, a red handle means the older type T4 fluid, and a black handle, or no dipstick at all, means Toyota WS. Every Japanese manufacturer does some version of this, model-specific fluids, and in a lot of cases, they are not interchangeable. Putting the wrong one in isn't a shortcut, it's a repair bill. Your exact spec and part number is on screen right now, and in the pinned comment, write it down. That number is what a fluid has to meet to be correct for your transmission, so you can walk into any parts counter and say a number instead of a guess. And no dipstick does not mean no fluid. Sealed means you cannot check the level from the engine bay. That's all it means. There is no such thing as lifetime fluid. There is fluid that outlasts the warranty, which is a very different product than the one you were sold. So here's why 2 people who work on cars for a living will tell you opposite things. The theory goes that on a high-mileage transmission, the worn clutch material in the old fluid is helping. Change it, you wash that away, and a transmission that was fine on Monday is slipping by Friday. That's the debris theory, and a lot of experienced technicians believe it because they've watched it happen. I'm not going to tell you it's proven because it isn't, but somebody put it to the test on camera, and a lot of you have seen it. Earlier this year, a mechanic took a 2009 Forester with 178,000 miles. Fluid never changed, dark and burnt, shuddering in second and third. He did the exact thing the internet says kills them. New filter, full fluid exchange, 12 quarts. It got better. The shudder went, the hard shifts went. He put 137 miles on it trying to make it slip, and it didn't. That's one vehicle, not a controlled study, and the fresh fluid was already darkening again by the end. So it doesn't prove an exchange is safe on every high-mileage transmission. What it does show is that failure isn't guaranteed. Here's the part I'd remember. Before he touched it, he called 2 transmission shops and described the same car. The first said, "Don't bother, the damage is done." The second said it was long overdue, and they service cars like that all day. 2 professionals, same car, opposite answers. So if you felt stupid for not being able to settle this, stop. It isn't settled among the people who do it for a living. And when a shop refuses to touch one of these, it's usually one of 2 things: real mechanical caution or not wanting to be the last name on the work order if it fails 5 weeks later. Both are legitimate. Neither one is a diagnosis of your car. So stop trying to win the argument and read your own car. 3 questions. Question 1. How symptomatic is it right now? Does it flare, where the RPM jumps between gears before it catches? A shudder at light throttle around 40 to 50. A pause, then a clunk when you drop it into drive. Harsh or hunting shifts on flat ground. Those are wear complaints, not fluid complaints. Fresh fluid does not rebuild a clutch pack, but there are 3 branches here, and which one you're standing on decides everything. Branch 1. Severe slipping or it won't engage. You put it in drive and nothing happens, or it revs and won't pull. Stop spending money on fluid. What you want is a diagnosis and a written quote from an independent transmission shop, not the dealer, and you want 2 of them. Branch 2, shuddering or harsh shifting, but it still drives. A year ago, I'd have told you to leave it alone and start budgeting. Not anymore, because that's exactly the car in the test I just showed you, and it improved. Fresh fluid won't undo the wear. It might improve how it drives and buy you time. It might do nothing. You're buying a chance at improvement, not a repair. Branch 3, it's shifting clean. Then this was never a symptom question. It's a maintenance schedule and service history question, and that's question 2. Question 2, what does your manual say, and what does it not say? This is the part almost every argument online misses. Find the transmission fluid line in your owner's manual. You'll see one of 3 things. 1, an actual replacement interval. If you've got a number, you're the lucky minority. Use it. 2, the word inspect and no replacement interval at all. Toyota's manuals on a lot of models tell you to inspect the fluid and never tell you to replace it. There is no mileage in that book at which your fluid is due. 3, nothing at all, or a line saying it's filled for life. If you got 2 or 3, don't conclude your fluid never needs changing. Go to the back of that same schedule and find the section called Special Operating Conditions or Severe Service. That's where the real number is hiding. An owner did exactly that and wrote to the manufacturer. The answer he got in writing was that the fluid change is not a required service unless he's towing a trailer, using a camper, or running a car-top carrier. In that case, 72 months or 96,000 kilometers, 6 years, about 60,000 miles. So the number exists, it's just been filed under towing. If that's new to you, subscribe, because digging that out is what this channel does. Read that list and decide honestly whether you're on it. Towing, roof loads, stop and go, extended idling, mountain grades, salted roads. Plenty of ordinary drivers qualify and have never looked. Qualify, and you have a published interval. Use it, don't qualify. And the manufacturer has declined to give you a number, which means a judgment call. So where are you? Inside your interval or within 20,000 miles of it? Service it. A long way over and still shifting clean, that's the branch everybody fights about, and you can service it conservatively. Conservatively is doing a lot of work there, and getting it wrong at the counter turns a $100 service into a 4-figure problem. Question 3. Which method? A fluid exchange replaces most of the fluid in one session. The machine cycles new fluid in as the old comes out, so it turns over what is sitting in the torque converter and cooler lines too. A drain and fill replaces only what comes out of the pan plug. On most of these, that is 2.5 to 3.5 quarts, somewhere between 1/3 and 1/2 of the total. The rest stays where it is. You saw that test, so I will not tell you an exchange always ends badly. It did not there. Here is why I would still choose the slower way for my own car. With a drain and fill, if something goes wrong, you changed one variable instead of 9. And here is what turns a coin flip into a plan. Do it more than once. 3 passes get you most of the way, and nothing ever changes all at once. How far apart depends on your model and the condition of what comes out. Some go a few hundred miles between passes, some a few thousand, some do 1 at each normal service interval. There is not a single correct number, and anybody who hands you one is guessing. Short version, 3 drain and fill services is $150 to $200 in fluid if you do it yourself. A replacement transmission is $3,000 to $8,000. That is the trade. None of that helps if the wrong service ends up on the ticket. So here is what to say. I want a drain and fill. Pan plug only. I do not want a machine fluid exchange. Say it out loud. If you just say transmission service, you haven't said no to anything, and on a lot of menus, transmission service is the exchange. Then please write "drain and fill only" on the repair order, on the paper, before the car goes back. That's the highest value sentence in this video. It takes 4 seconds and turns a conversation into a document. Ask to see the bottle and ask for quarts out and quarts in on the ticket. None of that makes you a difficult customer. It makes you a documented one. Last thing, these transmissions are good. The people whose cars are fine don't post about it. The overwhelming majority go 200,000-300,000 miles without ever becoming a problem. So the point of this isn't to scare you into a service. It's to stop you being sold one you don't need and stop you being scared out of one you do. Read the car, not the argument. The car is the only witness that was there for the whole history, and that's one fluid on one system on a car that has a dozen more. Everyone has the same problem underneath it, a number the manufacturer buried, and a service department with an opinion about it. That's what I do here, one at a time. Subscribe to Japanese Motor Vault and I'll keep going. Now, I want to hear from you. Put your year, model, and mileage in the comments and tell me whether that fluid has ever been touched. I rate every one. The next person who scrolls down is trying to work out which branch he's on, and your car is the closest thing he's got to an answer. Take care of the car, and it'll take care of you.